From the news department of the Liberia Broadcasting System in Painesville, this is Newsline, one full hour of the most captivating news events all about Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Friday, July 19, 2024. I'm Alfred Rogers anchoring. In the headlines this afternoon, President Joseph Boakai commissions three Caterpillar generators and several police vehicles at the Rabas International Airport.
Today is a special day. The airport has generators that are going to function. Of course, we all know our own history. Maintenance is a problem. It's going to be a problem.
House Speaker Fanati Kofa wants Liberian politicians unite in the interest of national development.
Governance will be a casualty if we are not careful. The reconciliation we see has to be genuine. Political parties win elections, it's government that governs. And we have to govern together. We have to work together. We have to see things from a Liberian perspective, not from an individual or party perspective.
The Supreme Court now has full bench following confirmation of Judge Siane Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the court. In Kenya, court suspends a move by the police to ban protests in the capital Nairobi and surrounding areas. These interesting stories, news, line sports, plus much more local and international news all coming up this afternoon on the program. First, here is Koluba Zeze and the news bulletin.
President Joseph Boakai has commissioned three Caterpillar generators and several police vehicles at the Rabat International Airport. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony Friday, President Boakai said the generators will be used by the Rabat International Airport to beef up constant electricity supply at the airport. He disclosed that the airport has been challenged with lighting system, and the commissioning of the generators will address the long-standing problem.
Today is a special day. The airport has generators that are going to function. Of course, we all know our own history. Maintenance is a problem. It's going to be a problem. But we hope it's not going to be a problem for the police. It's not even going to be a problem for here.
The president said the vehicles will enhance police operations and transportation constraints confronting the LNP. The Liberian leader, however, called on authorities of the RIA and the LNP to put in place maintenance strategy for the equipment. House Speaker Councillor Fanati Kofa wants politicians leave political bickering and focus on the governance of the country. Councillor Kofa says several months after the 2023 elections, Liberia still remains fiercely political and socially fragmented amongst the larger populations. He believes governance could suffer casualty if politicians do not move above party lines and put the country first.
Governance will be a casualty if we are not careful. The reconciliation we see has to be genuine. Political parties win elections, it's government that governs. And we have to govern together. We have to work together. We have to see things from a Liberian perspective, not from an individual or party perspective.
Speaking at the annual Golden Image Award ceremonies in Monrovia Thursday, Councillor Kofa stressed that working together is the surest way to achieving national development for Liberia. The House Speaker added that Liberia's peace is still fragile, making it compelling for all citizens to yield to national reconciliation regardless of political affiliations. The Senate has confirmed Judge Siane Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Associate Justice Johnson replaces fallen Associate Justice Councillor Joseph Nangwe. Her confirmation followed a report from the Senate Committee on Judiciary. The committee's report stated that Judge Johnson possessed all qualifications. As such, her nomination to the post is a plus to the Liberia's justice system. Judge Siane Clinton Johnson was recently nominated by President Joseph Boakai following the death of Associate Justice Joseph Nagbe. The Senate has meanwhile adjourned for its second constituency break. It followed several months of deliberations on critical national issues. Speaking at the closing ceremony, Senate Pro Tem Kanga Lawrence said during the session the Senate deliberated on 8 legislations. The 8 legislations include 3 ratifications, 1 amendment, and 4 amendments. She also disclosed that 393 nominees were confirmed, while 13 bills are still in committee rooms. Senate Pro Temp Kanga Lawrence says the Senate is on a productive and aggressive pathway. Senator Kanga Lawrence said during the period under review, the Senate developed a reformed working agenda through different committees at the Buchanan retreat. She disclosed that the Senate's website is expected to be restored and launched soon as part of its reformed and modernization processes. She noted the Senate is in conversation with the World Bank, the African Development Bank, the EU, the French Embassy, and the National Democratic Institute to support the reform process. The Grand Bassa County Senator also disclosed the procurement of 2 new buses for an improved working environment and well-being of the staff. Information Minister Jeremy Pierre has described the Golden Image Award as an inspirational event that promotes national unity. Minister Pierre said for 14 years, the GIA has been consistent, with each year bringing a new dimension. He lauded the Liberia Crusaders for Peace for continuous showcasing of Liberia's rich cultural values.
Mika has been proud of your work, not only here in Liberia, but also abroad. You continue to showcase our rich cultural values in the West African state, the home of Africa, to the Persian Gulf, and to the South and Far East Asia, and then across in the United States of America.
Minister Pierre spoke Thursday evening at the Monrovia City Hall during the annual Golden Image Award ceremonies. He suggested that the Golden Image Award be used as a model to change the negative narratives and project a positive image of the country. Monrovia City Mayor John Siafa wants organizers of the annual Golden Image Award consider sanitation as a crucial category. Mayor Siafa says such move will encourage sustained efforts in keeping the city clean and green. He said there are several committed individuals who continue to make sacrifices in helping the city government address the long-standing issue of inadequate waste disposal. The Lord Mayor was speaking Thursday night during the 2024 edition of the Golden Image Award at the Monrovia City Hall. Mr. Siafa then praised the Liberia Crusaders for Peace and the GIA Secretariat for exceptional leadership in maintaining the awards for the past 14 years. President Joseph Boakai has congratulated the government and people of Rwanda on the occasion marking the re-election of President Paul Kagame. In his message to his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame, the Liberian leader, said the re-election of President Kagame for a 4th term is a manifestation of the trust and confidence reposed in him by the people of Rwanda. President Boakai expressed hope that the cordial ties of friendship and cooperation between the two countries will be further strengthened in a spirit of African solidarity. He then wished his Rwandan counterpart continued good health as he leads the people sustain progress and prosperity. The Youth and Sports Ministry says it will continue to forge partnership to harness TVET education in Liberia. Assistant Youth and Sports Minister for TVET, Colin Stammer, believes this is critical to address unemployment and skills gap. Minister Tamba was speaking Thursday in Monrovia on the occasion marking World Youth Skills Day. This year's World Youth Skills Day was organized by UNINDO with sponsorship from the European Union. It brought together several TVET institutions in what is considered skills competition. Meanwhile, participating schools, including the BWR, AML Training Academy, and the Zozo Multilateral High School, among others, lauded the UNIDO and donors for the organization. Fire incident has burned to ashes the business center of a renowned businessman in Foya, Lofa County. The fire gutted the shop of Robert James in the early morning hours when the survivor and son were asleep but woke up due to the flame of the fire. The cause of the fire is still unknown as investigation continues into the incident. The fire survivor has been engaged in a sale of charcoal, gasoline, fuel, and other goods which got damaged during the fire incident.
Called by Zeze in the news bulletin. He comes back a little later. That's when you listen to the foreign news. This is Newsline on ELBC Radio. One of the big stories we're following: House Speaker Councillor Funati Kofa wants Liberian politicians unite in the interest of national development. Today's rundown: the commissioning ceremony of 3 generators and several police vehicles has taken place at the Barbados International Airport. The generators and vehicles are to be used by authorities at the airport and the Liberia National Police. Speaking Friday at the ceremony, President Joseph Boyka said that generators and vehicles will address some of the long-standing problems faced at RRA